So like the moment you floor it, nothing really happens. It doesn't matter in which RPM you are, nothing happens. I mean, that was sport mode. Let's try it on normal mode. Okay, how to... Uh-oh, did I break this already? Okay, so my foot is on the floor. Okay, there it is for drive. What about for... Oh my god, what about for reverse? Look. Okay, I guess we're experiencing live why this doesn't work. This is crazy. I mean, I don't have to go in reverse right now, but if I needed to, because the car needs to pass, look at this. Look at this. Like, it's not going on reverse. This is crazy. It's working for park. It's working for drive. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I guess you have to pull it and then go. Okay. Man. What a difficult way to move this lever or this little stick around. Oh, look at that. It gives you a forward collision display on the head-up display. I'm hoping we can get a little bit of highway action, but you already know Houston. The transmission is very smooth. The ride quality is incredible. And this is a very, very comfortable SUV. It does a really good job at maintaining you comfortable, but that's pretty much it. You know, this is kind of like, it's not bad, but it's definitely noticeable that, you know, for regular manufacturers like GMC, like Chevrolet, like Ford, like, look, I'm barely reaching, you know, speeds that are like in the 60s, which is, you know, it does it very smoothly, but it's not impressive. And that's, you know, a trend that you can kind of see with these brands, GMC, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, that they make beautiful interiors. Hyundai, Kia, you can definitely see it with those two brands. Beautiful interiors. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Look at that Nissan. That's a nice looking vehicle. You know, they make really nice interiors, the quality, the suspension. But on the powertrain, I mean, you can't expect AMG performance. You can't expect, you know, RS performance or, you know, M performance. Can't really expect that. Here I am, I'm flooring it. Nothing really exciting happens besides you getting a little boost. You can definitely feel the turbo lag, but keep in mind, it's a big heavy vehicle and it's only a 4-cylinder turbocharged. It's kind of funny pushing this for neutral. Yeah, absolutely nothing happened. It's kind of a weird feeling because it doesn't have the same, like, how can I even describe it? The same feel that I don't know, a naturally aspirated V6 would have. Usually on SUVs like this 10 years ago, you would find a naturally aspirated V6. It doesn't quite give you that experience, but it's definitely not just a regular 4-cylinder engine, right? Like, you can definitely tell that there's a turbocharger, that the transmission, let's not only talk about the engine, the transmission too, very soft. It can play with these gears very easily. Paddle shifters are here to work the transmission, but I don't really see why you would ever need these things. I mean, oh my god, and they feel incredibly cheap. Like, they feel plasticky, and like they're not even functioning or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a way here to like do anything manual. I don't see anything on my screen that says that they're engaging. Okay. Performance shift active, but like you can't really see in which gear you're in, unless this is more for like the low gear. I mean, even if they were here, oh, I'm just noticing the Super Cruise. I mean, even if the paddle shifters were active, it's not like you could really, utilize them or feel the difference between you making the gear changes or the car doing it for you.